after Christmas. Normally a holiday that I really, really despise. But this year, despite not having my mother around, I did have two wonderful grandchildren around me that I am quite grateful for. And my children as well. And I continue to be stuck, though. Although I'm happy, not happy every day, and that's okay. Nobody's happy every day. Content, fulfilled, things like that are acceptable. It's better than where I was at, which was just sadness and grief and torture. Thankfully, it's gone. I joke, but it was really very, it was painful, but it was necessary because it was just pain. It was emotional pain, and it passes. And I know this is a big time of the year for people to often give in to that pain. We all know that suicide is big around the holidays. And while it's after the holidays, it still does continue to happen. And so I think about those people who today is to start the rest of the, they've finally gotten over the holiday, and whether it was good for them or whether it was bad for them, plenty of people have had seemingly great holidays and then gone off and chose to end their life, and oftentimes without reason or without warning. Because people suffer silently. Lots of people do. Of course, there's lots of people who bellyache and broadcast it, and I make no judgment as to which is right or wrong or better or worse. That's not for me to decide. It's not my experience. So I can only speak to my experience. In my years, now that I'm an old lady, I'm an old woman with many, many lessons to teach. If you're struggling with emotional pain, betrayal, anything of that sort, for me, I can tell you that it's not worth giving up. Most of us suffer needlessly because from the beginning we don't feel good enough. We're not enough for ourselves. There's plenty of reasons why that is. Been my desire for a long time to have a channel where I can talk with people, where they can ask questions. I'm no expert. I worked on a paramedic ambulance for about 25 years and worked in a dispatch center as well. And I lost 19 coworkers to suicide in those 25 years. I think it's 19, right around there. So as rescue workers, we're supposed to be immune to all this stuff, and frankly we're not, and I think we all know it. That job has a shelf life. You cannot do it forever. Nobody's meant to see that much trauma. Nobody's meant to see that much suffering. It affects us. It affects us chemically. It floods our brain with cortisol. That's the stress hormone. And it's not just emergency workers. But now, because of the stress that we have in our lives, regular people, people who are living in high crime, high violence areas, they are experiencing the same high cortisol levels, and they severely affect your life and your length of life. It's killing us. So this is why I feel very passionate about trying to improve our world. Now, the improvements I'd like to make, I will never see the end result of. No way. I may not even see it start. But that's no longer important. And that's something that I think as a society, as a species, as humanity, whatever you want to call it, I feel it would be. I want to try not to use shoulds and tell people what to do, because of course all of this is only my opinion. But I got to tell you, anybody who wants to disagree with anything that moves people to a place where needless suffering, because suffering will always happen, right? Where we can decrease needless suffering. Anybody who wants to talk you out of that, anybody who wants to tell you that that's not smart or that's not right, you really want to question them. We are very used to not questioning anybody or anything. We've been indoctrinated, right? Even though we're a free country, we seem to use our freedoms quite inappropriately. And that's not everybody's fault, right? I mean, we only know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know. And what we do know isn't always correct. It's not always accurate. That's going to be forever and ever. But I think that we can be better. I think we can be better critical thinkers. I think that we can teach each other a little balance and perspective. And this is where I have found my focus. This is my whole agenda, right? I want to help people who want to be a part of a movement to help us all gain greater balance and perspective. It is my belief that we can learn about other ways, other ideas, other cultures, other religions, or religion at all, which I don't subscribe to, but that's another video. Without necessarily changing our mind. And then again, we also can come across information that we didn't know. And boy, that makes us think, right? We're very used to reacting to everything. Take a deep breath, take a step back, think about what was said, and make that decision later, right? Take it all in. We need to balance our have it all right now world with a little temperance and a little take a deep breath type of behavior, because we live in a gotta have it now, gotta do it now, and that's not good for us. Not only are we not making good decisions, right? We can't control what other people do, but we can control the way we react. Even if we are displeased, even if we disagree. Just because we disagree and just because we don't like it doesn't mean we have to hammer it home to somebody. If somebody disrespects us, we don't have to disrespect them back. That doesn't make us the punk. We don't become somebody's bitch because we don't give them back what they gave us with equal power. That's just not true. Sometimes you have to. But until you really understand and have the experience as to when that time is, because it's the art of timing, right? Because when I was younger, it always seemed that whenever I would just lose my shit and I thought I was really telling somebody off and because they had it coming, almost always I would find out afterwards that I was wrong. Really embarrassing, right? It's really embarrassing. And if you really want to be the voice of reason, if you really want people to respect you, respect your opinions, or at least consider what you have to say, I think delivery is important. And there's this whole, well, I'm not giving respect till I get respect. Well, that's you're going to chase your tail on that one. Because there's always going to be somebody who's not going to give you respect because ultimately they don't respect themselves. So maybe my advice is don't take it so personally, right? You're going to run into really crappy people your whole life. And I always think to myself, man, they're really shitty to be around. It must be really shitty to be them. Thankfully, I don't live in their body. This is what I want this channel to be about. I want to have fun. I want you to be able to watch some of my journey, because I think at the end of the day, humanity is humanity's role model. You like it or not, we watch what each other does. We make those decisions. We see how each other behaves. If that were not true, we wouldn't have fan club. We do mimic each other. It's once said that it was the highest form of flattery. It also can, it can be used negatively as well, but it's not all or nothing in this world. Don't believe anybody who tells you that. It's not right or wrong, right? There are degrees. The reason there is the 50 Shades of Gray, because that kind of gradation or spectrum happens on a lot of things. I don't want anybody to ever have an abortion. I don't like it, but I would never take anybody's right away to manage their body the way they want to. There's more of a conversation there, I mean, this is all they give us is pro-choice, pro-life, right? That's all they give us. That's not all there is, right? If those two sides would get together, they could save a lot of children. And they could save a lot of young people from having to go through the stress, the strain, the trauma of having a child before you're ready. This is one of those things that just because lots of single people have raised babies and have done, I'm sure, a bang-up job, the best they could do, there are just as many who have fucked it up big time, right? And if we can't go from it takes a village kind of mentality where it literally did, right? There were villages. You can still see some of these cultures, Western China as a matriarchal society, and they raised the children together. So this is how it was done. Don't forget, there were people that came before us. The day you were born, it didn't just start there. People have been raising children and raising families and forming societies for thousands and thousands of years. even more than 6,000. I am often bothered lately by people who want to argue evolution and they refuse to evolve. Our primal self, right, things that are instinctual to us, they are always going to be instinctual. I don't understand why people reject it. I mean, we shouldn't have to talk women into breastfeeding. You really shouldn't. And I dare you to argue with me that many women have problems with breastfeeding. Now, they may do now because nobody's familiar with it. But all you have to do is meet with a lactation nurse and you'll learn. Very few women can not produce enough milk. We make a choice how we want to live in this world, and our actions absolutely affect everything and everybody. And everybody is important. Here we go. Special snowflake. I'm going to make it really quick. Snowflakes have two things that we know about. One, they're all unique. Two, they're all snowflakes. Again, it's okay. That's a paradox, right? It's not a hypocrisy. You don't have to be a special snowflake or not a special snowflake. All life is sacred, right? Does that mean that everybody's good? No. Does that mean everybody should get carte blanche? No. But life itself, the fact that it is such amazing odds that you even are on this planet as a human, gives sanctity to life itself. What you do with it, that's worth worship to me. Worshiping humanity, life, love, humanity. It's the only trinity I need. I keep saying it, and I know it's very offensive to Christians and other religious people, and I do apologize, but at the sake of everybody who has died in the name of a God that won't come down and talk to us, right? Even to tell us that we're on our own. Stop begging the sky for miracles, favors, and support that we do right now and can do even better than we do every single day. We do this. We help out. We feed the homeless. We help raise money. We comfort. We do it. We cannot continue to suffer as a species, just waiting. Well, God's got a plan. Even if I believed in God, and I never have because I was raised as an atheist, with what supposedly God has provided for us and what He has done and given us, I would be ashamed to ask God for the things that people ask God for. Virtually all of it we can handle ourselves. So with that being said, I want to wish everybody a happy new year coming up, and I'm going to continue to make these videos, and I'm hoping that the feeling changes, because I know this is a little grim, a little maybe a little somber, but I'm hoping that I can speak to a wide variety of people, especially the young people. Most of my friends know that I'm a huge K-pop fan. Huge K-pop fan, and I make no apologies for it. This music has brought me a lot of joy. It's reminded me what I love in this world. It gives me that feeling of happiness back, but it's not everything. Those young men and women who really those of us that are fans really know how hard they work. They are not the keepers of our happiness, right? And they are real as well. They have lives just like us, and they have emotions just like us. And I think it's important that we all remember to put that in perspective. We can't be good fans if we're not good people, right? If we're not good fans, what must it be like? You know, don't buy into the fact that money and fame gives you everything. It makes you happy. It can't. We see some of our idols, our K-pop idols, that kind of get the brunt of the trolling, just cruelty. It affects them. They have tragedy in their lives as well. They have to deal with it and still walk out on stage and entertain us. We can't be this selfish. We can't be this uncaring. We have to be better than this. I know we are. We're just used to floating down the river. It's time we take charge and sail the ship. Don't be afraid. We all have each other. And we have this platform, and we can ask each other questions. And young women, young men, if you have questions, put them in the comments below. Send them to me on an email if you want me to address them. I want to talk about the world. I want to talk about balance and perspective. I want to tell you what I know and what I've learned. And then you can see how it works out in your life. See if it matches up. It's the things that we should have heard, things I wish I would have known when I was younger, things I wish somebody had told me that was really important, instead of a lot of the superficial stuff, right? All the flashy stuff that's in front of us, there's always an undercurrent of what's really important. It's not always as exciting, but it's necessary to our happiness. If you're done suffering, if you're done just getting by, follow along. I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to be part of it. I want to be part of the help. It helps me. We can do good things. Let's do it.